Hey there, it's Crafty Jennabug. Welcome to part 2 of working in my May junk journal. Today, before I even open this up, I have something I want to work on before I get to that, because it's going to need some dry time. The first thing I want to do is protect my surface with some parchment paper. I have a few pieces of scrap cardstock and this slightly thick green paper. I'm not sure if it's just construction paper or it might be a piece of green cardstock. Either way, I have a plan for these. I've got some napkins that are very floral themed, and I want to apply them to these pieces of cardstock. This one, I just want to see how well the designs come through. So maybe I should cut it in half. Both of these came from the Dollar Tree. All right, I've pulled out 2 napkins. First thing I want to do is see what ply they are. If they have more than one layer, yep, there it is. This is a 2-ply. So this I don't need right now. I'm gonna just fold it up and put it in my scrap box. I can use it for adding texture to things or for collaging. This is what I want. I think it's definitely going to be noticeable. Oh, it's really going to look good here. Okay. So, what about this one? And they separate really easily usually. Granted, these are cheap napkins. If you tried it with an expensive napkin, I don't know what would happen because I haven't tried it with an expensive napkin. This one is a little bit more stuck on. This one's plies are a bit more stuck together. Oh, I ripped it a little. But what's cool about this is the dye, or the ink, whatever they used to print, is on this one a little bit. I did rip it. I didn't rip the napkin per se. I ripped the second layer. There we go. And I think that's gonna look awesome on both. Sweet. So for this, I'm going to use matte gel, and I have a silicone. This is a makeup brush. I found it's a silicone brush used for face masks. I actually found it at the Dollar Tree as well. And I find it works so well for spreading glue because I don't have to worry about the bristles of my brush becoming glued together. And I didn't clean this last time I used it, and I'm just peeling off the dried layer of matte gel. Typically, I will clean this with a wet wipe. I don't know why. I must have forgotten. So, first, move my napkins to the side so I don't accidentally glue them preemptively. Take some matte gel. And I'm just going to cover this surface. You want a relatively thin layer. And then I just need to figure out where I want this to lay. Line it up, flip it over, trim. I probably could have ripped it, but I like it better this way. I don't have to get exact because I have to come back and trim. Anyway, you could also, do yourself a favor and cut it to the size beforehand. I think I need a little bit more glue up here. Another thing you could do is rub along here, but one thing you don't want to do, which I just did, is I rubbed this too hard and now I have a tear. It's hard to notice, but I do have a tear there. This is not the thickest cardstock. It started so it is becoming kind of warped. But that I can just put aside and come back and clean up when it's dry. So that needs to dry. I'm also going to use this napkin on one of these green pieces. For that, I will cut beforehand just to make my life a little easier. And then on to the second napkin. All right, that one went pretty easy. And then, all right, so those are gonna need to dry. And then we'll be back to see what we do with them. While I wait for those to dry, we'll revisit those in a little bit. Let's start working. So this page, I found something I want to do. I have this Tim Holtz Ideology Clipping sticker book, and I was actually looking for something to go here, and I found this one, The Gate Directed Her. And that got me thinking, garden gate. And then I remembered, I have this. I tried out some stenciling on with paint. Actually, this is the negative. So I was playing around with this fence stencil and I used the stencil on another page and then cleaned the stencil on this, and I really love this. So I think that would be a cool pocket down here, and then I could put that sticker. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna tear around this. Yes, I love that. But I don't like how white everything is. So I think what I will do, I'm gonna take Rustic Wilderness. That is how it now looks. I like that much better. It looks like you're peering through a wrought iron gate to look at a garden. Question now is, should I back it? I've decided to back the gate with this piece of scrapbook paper, mostly because I really like the way this peeks down here, and then I'll just take it real close so you don't see any of the other stuff. But I really love that hanging down there. So let's try a glue stick. I don't know why I feel like it needs to go over here, but that's where we're gonna put it. Yes, I love it. I love that. All right. All right. Here is what I've done for this pocket. I took this magazine image that I cut out and I backed it on some white cardstock. I used Forest Moss Distress Oxide ink and a very light hand. And then I used some Fired Brick Permanent Archival ink to stamp this rose. And I think the purples just work so well together. I chose this because the purple flowers tie into the purple flowers here, and it just makes me really happy. And then this is part of a free printable I found on theartscavenger.com. I can link below where I found it. And on the back, I used old paper to distress the back. And I thought they just looked so cute in there together. Even though this one is glossy and this one is matte, it just, I don't know, it works for me. So that's another page done. What? While working on this page, these have dried. I went ahead and trimmed them off camera. I really like them. Now, they may not all make their way into this journal, but I do have a use for this one. I have this pocket, and I want to cut this to fit. Now, this has glue all the way to like here, so I can't, it won't fit, even though it will fit. Does that make sense? I hope so. So I'm going to cut it down to about here, and then about there. So I'm going to cut it down, and then I'm going to sew around it. So here it is. I did a running stitch and some zigzags just for fun interest, and it is very not straight. There's the back. I did not distress it at all. And let's just see. Yep, very cool. I like that. Wonderful. Has a little bit of color. You can see a little bit of the string poking out. Be free, cheesy bread. Sweet. So we got a little something in that pocket. I've been focusing a lot of time in the first signature on without really thinking about it. So I decided to spread some love to the second signature, and I've chosen this little pocket page. I took another one of the tissue cards. I sewed around it twice. I did have a little mishap. My thread came out of the needle, and so I decided to make it a little haphazard. And then I have this image of a hummingbird. It is from a free printable offered by the Art Scavenger, so you can follow that link below and it'll take you there, and I really like it here. So I'm going to glue that down. Now, I did distress around this image with Vintage Photo before I decided to glue it, and it will live in here. Oh, the little hummingbird peeks right out. Love it. Make sure there's no glue anywhere before I leave it in there. And then to decorate this pocket, I have this, which is also from an Art Scavenger printable, and I think I'm going to glue it down like a belly band just in case I want to do something else, just in case I want to slide something in there. It will go just like that. Then I have this butterfly die cut, and I want to put it right here so that its wings hang over the side. So then that you'll see them from this side. Oh, I love that. Wonderful. Awesome. It's another page down. For this page, I have this tag I made a while ago. I have a video for this because I made this when I was trying out texture paste for the first time. And that's what this flower here is made with. I did a bunch of collage, and then I used texture paste over it. And then I painted it. It says, "Once upon a springtime." There's some beautiful collage work, and I love the way it looks against this green page. So I need to make a pocket for it. I grabbed this scrap sheet, and I really like it. It's just almost perfect width, right? So I just mark that, and then I need to mark the edge of the page. All right, I have trimmed this pocket to be the size I want. Because this is so thick, like it's really sturdy and thick, I want to make this pocket have some hinges on the other side. So I've taken a few little scraps of paper that I've made to fit, and I'm just going to fold them in half lengthwise so that this pocket sticks up a little bit off the paper. All right, so I'm putting a little line of glue And then I'm gluing one side of this V shape. Make sure this is the bottom. Along the bottom edge. I don't want it to peek out to the other side. See? And then I will do that to the sides as well. Can't see it. And then I will glue on the unglued flap and across the bottom. And what that will do is allow this to slide in and out a bit easier once it's dry. Because now it will kind of pop up off the page instead of being flat against the page. Just gotta wait for it to dry. In the meantime, so this is what I've done to decorate the pocket. I used another printable from artscavenger.com. I wish I had distressed around it just to kind of tie them all together, but I didn't think about it until after it was glued down. Oh well. I used a couple of die cut little leaf things on either side, and I added the sentiment pansies because, I mean, these are technically violas, but they're all in the same family, so. And this is well accepted into the pocket. I love the gold peeking out. So there we have it, another page. Moving right along. I know I said I was going to focus on the second signature, but I'm going to go to the last page in the first signature. I glued down this beautiful image, I believe it is foxglove, that I found in a magazine. It's gorgeous. I had to have it. So I glued it here where it is preceded by another magazine page. And this one actually has a pocket. But anywho, getting ahead of myself. I love it. It's here. I want to add the sentiment, "You are as welcome as the flowers in May." And that's quoted to Charles Macklin. And that's what I'm going to do for this page. And over here I have, I'm not sure if it's the entire poem or just part of a poem. It's by Joyce Kilmer and entitled Spring. It says, "The air is like a butterfly with frail blue wings. The happy earth looks at the sky and sings." And I think I want to put it here, but I also want to add a butterfly. Here is what I've done. I took a scrap piece of cardstock and I used some Stormy Sky and Tumbled Glass Distress Oxide ink to just make it a very pale blue color. And I'm going to glue it somewhere. I have not decided where yet. I thought about up here. Maybe up here. Maybe there. That kind of looks good. And then I did the same with the little poem snippet. And I'm just going to glue them all down. "The air is like a butterfly with frail blue wings. The happy earth looks at the sky and sings." I love it. I love it. That needs to dry before I do anything else. So I have chosen this page to do a belly band out of this collage masterboard I made. I couldn't even tell you how long ago. Well, this one, no, this was for the, I think this was for the March journal, wasn't it? Well, it works for this. So, I want it to be this tall and about that wide. So, I glued this little hydrangea stamp thing on there. It was a punch out in a scrapbook kit. I used tacky glue to glue the top and bottom. Alright, this is dried now, and I think in the tuck spot I've got this tag I made a while ago. So this I think looks really cool with this bit of the purple flowers peeking out of here. And so on this page, I think I'm going to do a collage that features some purple and then some pinks as well, because this is very green and brown and yellow, and I want to make it more cohesive. I have this package from some soap that I want to use. It's a beautiful purple color. That is what I'm going with for this page. I really like it, actually. I wasn't sure at first, but I think there's enough pinks and purples. I think there's enough pinks and purples to tie it in together. So, and then there's another fairy. So yeah. Okay, this is mostly dry, and I think that's where I'm going to end this video. I did like 7 or 8 pages, but they went by pretty fast. So this might be a little bit shorter. If not, okay. Anywho, I hope you're enjoying this. I certainly am, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.